Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
The Lord has arrived, all aboard, free of charge, can't afford to miss it, we won't be ignored. No need for knocking, come on in, bring your family. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is the big guy on a little show. It is yours truly, Lord Nelson, from Live and Loud with the Lord. And we have some super individuals, a great band, unbelievable, doing their thing. You can say up and coming, but they've been doing it for a while and handling their business. It's beautiful. They have a great sound. You should enjoy it. I know you're going to enjoy this show. Ladies and gentlemen, we Rise to Fall. Yeah. Look how cool they are. They should be clapping themselves up, man. You know, they're too cool for that, but I'm going to clap you up anyway.
Clap for you, bro.
No, it's good. Everything right now is all about you guys, man. Once again, I'm honored for you to be here. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And we're just going to get into a few questions and talk a little bit. And if you guys want to talk about anything, just feel free and open. And that's what's going to make it great. All right. So first question is, I would like for each of you to introduce yourselves and what position do you play in the band?
I'm Jen. I play guitar.
I'm Jeremy, and I am the singer.
I'm Mike. I'm the bass.
Bass.
I'm JB. I play guitar.
And our drummer is, he couldn't make it tonight after the photo
Okay.
shoot. He had to bounce. So
Yeah, okay. I was just like, hey, where the drums? Okay.
here's our drummer.
It's all love. It's all love. So, where are you guys from? And what is the best thing about being where you're from? I don't know if you guys are all from the same place. If you're not, speak about where you're from.
Yeah, we're based out of Asheboro, North Carolina. We all live in like separate little cities, but
Okay.
you know, for me, Asheboro is a small town. There's not a lot going on around here, and a lot of people in our situation be like, "Oh, we're from Charlotte or Greensboro." I like saying we're from Asheboro because it starts a conversation, you know, because people are like, "Where the hell's Asheboro at?" You know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Young
It's
lady.
good.
I live in High Point, but close enough to around here. And
Point.
High Point, North Carolina.
Got a few shows up in High Point. I can't remember what the venue is. Jay, you know what it's called. What's that venue up there in High Point?
Ah,
Only one I can
Okay,
think of is
I'm getting old. I can't remember. It's all love, but I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I can't
young lady.
remember either. That's right. I think the greatest thing about being around here is there's like a community and a community of musicians in this area, because it is like a kind of a small town feel and everybody's helping each other out. Yeah. And then there's barbecue. So.
yeah.
Barbecue.
Oh yeah.
And you got High Point University there also, right?
Oh, I love
Yes.
High Point University.
Yeah, High Point University. Yeah, indeed. All right.
Yeah, I go there. They have a lot of events that I go to. So
Got you.
Like Jeremy said, you know, it's a small town around here.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm from, it's a little more south than here. But yeah, it's, you know, it's quiet there. You know, easy to get around places, so you get comfortable to that small town.
Indeed.
But yeah, we do like coming to cities and playing on stage.
And then leaving.
Yeah. Then getting back home.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm
Dirtbag.
from, yeah. I'm from well, I live where he lives
Yeah, he lives where I live. So.
in Star, North Carolina.
And what's it called again?
Star, North Carolina.
Star, North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah,
One stoplight.
yeah, Montgomery County.
Yeah, I never heard of Star.
Yeah. That's probably the best thing about it. You know, it's a small town, everybody knows each other. You know, everybody. You know, it's quiet,
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of traffic. So
So you just
Yes.
like the easiness of being. It's a small town, not a lot of madness going on. But that's one thing I hate about when you in cities, in the bigger cities, the traffic is just crazy. Traffic is ridiculous. It's just unnecessary. Okay, so everybody always asks the questions about the name, where'd you get the name from, or whatever like that. You know, people want to know. It's not like it's just Jeremy, you know, or Jan, you know. So it is We Rise to Fall. So my question is, what's the story behind that name? I'd like to know.
About 3 years ago when we formed the band, we were just shooting band names around, and one of the members was like, you know, how about Rise to Fall? I was like, you know, that's kind of cool. So we looked it up, and it had already been taken. So we were sitting around. I was like, how about We Rise to Fall? Like, you know, as a whole, and the way things were going at the time, anyway. Because like, you know, throughout history, kind of like how civilizations have been built up and they always fall. You know, no matter how big they get. So kind of it hit home with the way the world was at the time too, and we just stuck with it. It sounded good to us, I guess, at the time. It's not too deep, you know.
No. I didn't know if there was a super deep meaning behind it, you know, because because you can kind of take it and say like, hey, what do they mean by that? You know, and a lot of times, you know, you let the public do their own thing with it and figure it out, or whatever it, you know, means to them. So that's love. That's love. So, what's the most exciting thing about being a musician?
Well, for me, it's like when you touch somebody's life personally, you know, like have somebody at the show come up like, man, you know, whatever y'all did tonight just moved me and made my day. Like I've said this like in thousands of interviews, but like, you know, that's just, it'd always be that for me, man. Like there's nothing better. Like you can't put a price on that and you can't buy it.
Right.
You know, when somebody like has tears in their eyes and they're like, man, you know, like I was having a shitty week and your show tonight just made my whole week better. You know, that's to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I have kind of like two-part, kind of the same kind of thing. So I love when you get off stage and you're not really sure exactly how people are taking it, and then people come up and tell you a story about their life that correlated with the song that you have, and then it just really impacted their life, or they needed it, or they're in a really tough spot. So definitely that. The other one would be that how it impacts me as well. Like it's always, I get to be everything that I shove inside of myself emotionally gets to come out through music. So
awesome.
I'll say the performance. That's my favorite part about it. You know, the words are what really matter, but I love the energy and, you know, getting out and around places and seeing all these places, seeing all the people.
Right.
You know, it's good.
Indeed.
Yeah, I love like, you know, seeing something that you created actually come to life. You know, like, you know, whatever emotion that you were feeling at the moment, you know, hear that, you know, actually brought to life. That's what I love about it. You know, creating things. You know, it's not something that you can see, but it's something that you can feel and hear.
Right. Well, listen, all of those were really great answers, to be honest with you, because it's like you could tell that you guys are passionate about it. You know, you kind of really sat there, you thought about it, and you know what you feel about it. So that's love. I love that, because I feel the same way. I really do, 100%. So, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Does this still apply in today's music?
For me personally, I have been sober now for 6 years, but I had enough of it to where I guess it still does apply, and I'm still paying for it. You know, a lot of people will come up to me, you know, because I talk about it publicly. You know, I try to be an inspiration for those that are trying to get sober.
Right.
And you know, I do feel better in some aspects, but I'm still like trying to find my niche. You know, it's not easy. You know, when you spend most of your life depending on a certain substance to feel comfortable, you know, but it gets easier as time goes on. So yeah, it still applies, I guess, to a certain extent.
Yeah, and you know, I guess with myself, you know, I've been straight edge for forever. But everybody, you know, there's been so many people that I've been around. They've been the wildest individuals in the world. But I've never, you know, I never judge anybody. You know, do what you want to do. You know, I've always said that, you know, music is my drug. That's just always been my drug. I love music like that. But, you know, whatever whatever you can do to make you feel good is whatever. But I know it can become addictive and things like that. And I've seen it. Friends, family members, you know, go through a lot of stuff. So I applaud you, man. I really do. You know, if that's the journey that you plan on taking and that's where you want to be and you feel better, man, my hat's off to you. I would take my hat off, but my hair's wild as can be. I'm not gonna do that. So anybody else? Anybody else? Or you gonna let Jay just handle that one right here? Okay. All right. Okay. That's all love. So, do you guys feel that the show should be as great as the music?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. It's you know, people pay their hard-earned money to come out and they expect a good show, and you know, we should expect that of ourselves. You know.
Right. 100%. 100%. Okay.
There's times where you feel like, you know, well, this might not be the best venue or whatever, you know, but you got to keep in your mind, like, it don't matter, man. You just got to put on that. We're going to kick ass no matter what, if we're in 5 people or 5,000 people.
So 100%. Because they paid their money to come see us, and they're expecting something good, you know. And just like you said, whether it's 5 or 5,000, man, hey, true statement, true statement. So, how has your love for music shaped the way you live your life?
I'll let one of y'all take this.
Completely, entirely.
Entirely is a good answer.
Yeah. Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said completely and entirely. Everything that I do
music
revolves around music. And that's what I do for a living. You know, I don't make money playing bands. I teach music. So that is my whole livelihood.
And I guess the reason why I asked that question is my garage is going up. That means my wife is coming anyway. But the reason why I asked that question is because we have families, you know, we have children, we have a lot of things that go on. You know, I have 3 children, and I know, you know, from college to basketball games, sporting events, and I know you understand what I'm saying. Those things like that. You know, I've been overseas and I've missed my son's first college game. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that we miss, but we love the music so much, you know, that sometimes the other people don't really understand that. And that's why I asked that question. I wanted to know, because, you know, maybe, you know, wives or husbands or mates are just like, man, oh man, I wish you'd spend some time with me, you know.
Yeah.
But so that's why I asked that question. Okay, so the entirety, I got you. So I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that I'm fortunate in that way. Like I bring my family and my daughter with me everywhere, and we just turn it into like a vacation. And my daughter's 3, so she's in there playing with me in my music studio and doing all that.
But so you bring her to shows then?
She hasn't come to a show. I bring her
to the studio
wherever we go. Yeah, and I bring her on the road. Oh, really? I really like camping. We like camping, so we camp or get Airbnbs and make a whole like trip out of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, she'll never forget it. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
because that's all
some kind of stories.
Well, I'm just saying that's her norm. That's all she knows. Yeah. That's beautiful. I'm telling you, that's really beautiful to me. So, what is the most difficult thing about being a musician?
To me, it's like it's not really difficult, but it's like just making sure you're separate and being individuals. You know, like to me, I feel like it's almost pressure now to, man, you got to sound just like this because everybody else sounds just like this, and it's like cookie cutter right now. To me, I might just be getting old, but you know, like you know, everybody plays to a click track now, or everybody's got this, and it's like I don't like that personally, you know. And to me, I think that's the most difficult part is to just, for a lot of bands, is to remain, you know, your individual taste and express that.
Remain true to who
that's
you
for
are.
a lot of bands are lacking right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd say not the most difficult part, but you know, the most labor intensive part. You know, load in, load out. You know, it's a part of it. You gotta love it, but it's there every time you go. It's there.
Hey man, I don't know anything about the load in and load out.
Okay.
Listen, I'm close. No. Why I'm saying that is that, you know, when we were overseas, Stuck Mojo, I was with Stuck Mojo, and when I was doing the first few tours, we definitely were loading in and out. And you know, and even though we had other bands that were with us that were, you know, were buy-ons, and they were supposed to do all that, but I was just in it. You know, this was like my first really touring out there in this scene. So I'm grabbing stuff and doing stuff. You know, Rich came up to me, it's like, hey man, if you get hurt, we're messed up. So leave that alone. You know, just let them do it. But I still had to get out there and do it. I couldn't help it. You know, I just wanted to be around the other guys. I wanted to feel everything that was going on. I wanted to truly enjoy the moment. So I had fun. Now, when we did tour with Volbeat, I have to be honest, we didn't have to touch anything because Volbeat is just on another level. So, you know, we didn't have to touch guitars, nothing. Everything, backline was there, everything was there. We didn't have to touch anything. So that was a great feeling. So, but just like you said, though, that load in and load out is something else, man. It really is. It really, really is. Young man. Look, he's like nothing. My life is beautiful. I'm free.
No, I would say it's not really like difficult. It's just like you said, like labor intensive. Is making sure, you know, like, and it's not really like physical, it's like mental, you know, like making sure you're at the right spot at the right time in the song, you know, like, you know, you can get like, you know, so emotionally involved that you might miss a cue, or you might, you know, just like, you know, just making sure you hit everything like spot on and keep the energy, you know,
and not breaking your Les Paul.
Not breaking stuff. Like that's hard for me. Like I get like really involved emotionally, and I end up breaking something.
Right. that mental, and what you're saying is a very true statement. That mental grind, that part of it is very important, because when you're in a band, there's so many different pieces, you know, that you know, and you want to be in unison, you want to be in concert, everything wants to be beautiful. But the beautiful thing about it is that in a band, everything's not going to be beautiful, and I think that makes it an awesome thing, because you may mess up here, but they've got your back, you know. Exactly. It just happens. And I was talking to Corey Lowry. I did a nice conversation with Corey, and Corey and I were talking about it. Prince always says that he's never played the same set twice, ever. So nothing is the same ever. So every time you get up on that stage, you know, I don't know, are you trying to play your guitar the same way every time? Are you trying to sing that same note every single time? So that adds so much more pressure on us, because I know that I used to go over my lyrics like just crazy. Just, I didn't want to mess up. And then you just got to understand that's putting more pressure on you. If you just go out there and allow yourself to be free and just do what you do, you'll have more fun. That's just what I've learned. That's what I've learned. But that's a true statement what you said, man, because mentally it can get rough. It really can. It really can. So when people hear the music of We Rise to Fall, what should they really expect?
The best way I always describe it is like a roller coaster ride with us, because we're not really like stuck on one sound.
Right. Like
we'll take you from like these slow, like I'm gonna hit you in the gut and the feelings, you know, and then we'll take you up high, like some heavy stuff, you know. So this is like, we try to play something that's gonna reach each and everybody that's at our show, you know.
Right, I got you. That roller coaster ride, I get it. I feel it. I got you on that. Anybody else? I mean, same you. I mean, I know you got the lead singer speaking and stuff like that, but you know, hey, listen, I want you to speak if you feel like it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's well said.
Well said. Okay, I got you. Got you. All right. So people always, you know, sigh when they are asked this question, who's your influences? But I think it means a lot, just me personally, because just like you said, your music's a roller coaster ride. So what bands have influenced you? I want to know, you know, for me, for my selfishness, I want to know.
Right? Oh.
I'll let you.
My biggest influence is Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably my number one influence. And then as a guitar player, even though I don't play like him, Steve Vai still like
Steve Vai.
huge influence to me right now.
Yeah.
I picked those two. I think that's good. That's good. I can do a whole long list. I'm sure, like every other musician can.
Right.
but
Right.
I picked those two.
Me, like,
Good. I'm sorry.
sorry. Me, like all these fine folks are metal folks, most of them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I get all my influence. I like when I started playing bass more and more. I like Flea. I'm a big Flea guy. So
Please
I want to sound like him. I want to sound like him.
Got you.
For me, it'd be Pantera.
Right
Like
there.
Dom was a huge influence on me.
Nice. Yeah, I can
Zach
tell.
Wild. Zach Wild, I love Zach Wild.
Zach
Just the way he
too? All right.
plays, like his style.
Man, mine's all over the place, man. Like, I like old Motown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if somebody asked me one time if I could be any musician at any time, I'd like to be a studio musician for like Motown back in the day.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine like the hits that went through there?
Yes, sir.
They were so tight back in the day. But I like Motown. Like Prince is a big inspiration. The first metal band for me was like I remember listening to my mom's records when I was little, and like she was playing some Black Sabbath, and I was like,
Okay.
holy shit! Like, as I got older, like Korn.
Yeah.
I'm a big Korn fan. There was this band too. I don't know if you heard of them. Called Stuck Mojo.
I have no idea. Hey, but the name is really dope. It sounds good.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what. Like the first time I seen Stuck with it was before you joined,
Yeah,
but
both.
I was like a young guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was on the tour with Typo Negative,
Okay.
and everybody was there to see Typo Negative. And I never seen Stuck before. I was like, and Bones came out, and dude, he stole that show. I didn't even want to see Typo Negative. I was like, damn. And then I seen you years later,
Yeah.
and then when I met you finally, dude, it was just like,
Yeah, it was
It
love,
was
man.
cool.
I remember that. I remember up there at were we in Greensboro? Was it
Yeah.
Greensboro? Whatever. I can't
Yeah.
remember what the club's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was with No Power, No Crown. Yeah, I remember it clearly because we took pictures of it all together because I said to myself, usually, I'm a tall guy. So I was like, this guy's tall too. So I was just like, let's do it right here. Because you've got a definite cool look. You do. I mean, you just do. I mean, it's a cool look. You got a cool look. You got rock star written all on you. So it's love. So I was just like, yo, my man. So yeah, definitely it's love, man. And man, you got what else did I want to add? So this is another question I'm going to add in there. So you guys have gone through a few lead singer changes.
Yeah.
What made you just say like, I got this?
It was weird, because when we started this band, our original singer was Cowboy, and some things happened, and then we got a replacement with him, and then once again we had some issues, and it was honestly the members kind of like just helped me with that. Like a few people was like, "Why don't you just do it?" And
Yeah.
it was a step out of my comfort zone because I was happy writing songs and playing guitar and
Right.
being in the background, but I stepped out of my comfort zone. I was like, you know what? I know I'm not going to shit on myself, so if I do, it's me, nobody else. So. No hard feelings between anybody else, but you know what I mean?
No.
At the end of the day, like,
I guess you just wonder sometimes, man, you see bands, I guess just so many different personalities, that maybe clash or whatever like that, but it's like you want everything to be so harmonious, but it's difficult. Yeah. It really is.
It is.
Because there's so many things pulling at you or getting at you. And just like you said about the mental aspect of it, there's a lot that's going on. And so, these bands that have been together forever, you have to really applaud them that they're still together because, they've had some stuff go on,
Oh, yeah. It's not easy, man.
Yeah. And I can just always remember telling Rich, especially on the first tour that we did with Ectomorph, I was like, hey, man, really, I'm a real humble, cool person. I am really chill. I don't have time for madness. I was like, listen, man, I just want to do these shows, man. I'm not worried about what they're doing. I said, I'm good. I said, I know you are. You're looking at this, you know, he was just like, my guy's a big guy. He needs some room and this and that. I was just like, I'm going to get my big tail up here on this little thing right here and perform for these people. And that's what we're going to do. And that's it. I said, I'm not worried about it. I just want to have a good time with it. I love the music. Let's just do what we got to do, man. But yeah, there's so many different personalities that clash. And you just see bands just like, man, where's he going? Or where is he going? And I knew that when I came in and, you know, when Bones left, but I always said that I was just filling in for him. I wasn't taking his place. I was just filling in for him because we're totally different guys. I mean, that's my brother. You know, we graduated together. That's my boy. That's my dude. Yeah. So, you know, I was like, hey, when he comes back, it's all love. It doesn't matter. I was just thankful for the opportunity. But it's just wild how people go at it, egos, all those kind of things, man. I have an ego. I have an ego, of course, but I'm not going to let it affect me in a negative way. If we're going to be about the music, let's be about the music. Let's do what we got to do. And
that's the only thing, you know.
Yeah.
Put a band together, like that's the only thing. I want everybody in the band with me to like to be the best they can. That's all I ask. You know, that's what they ask of me, and that's what I ask of them. And like
respect. If you got the respect from each other, man, things are so much easier. They really are. So, where has been your best show to date? I know you just did one just recently. So, what has been the best one to date?
Like Lifetime or in this band?
How you can talk about Lifetime. Listen, we're free to talk about whatever you feel. Whatever you feel. I just want to know what's that best show. So you can talk about both of them. Let's talk about what you've done before and then talk about with this band.
For this band, for me, the best show we did, we played at the Greensboro Coliseum with Saliva, Trapped, and Tantric.
Yeah.
That was a fun show. It was hot as shit, but it was very, very cool day.
It was outside?
Yeah, it was at the amphitheater at the Coliseum.
Gotcha.
It was really cool. But my favorite show person that I've ever played, I fangirled out. It was the only time I've like ever frozen up as an artist. It was like the band Down with Phil and Selma. You know, like Phil was a big inspiration for Pantera for me. Like I got the opportunity to play with him a few years ago, and Phil brought me on stage, and like Kirk Winstein handed me his guitar, and I was just like, "Oh, this ain't happening, man!" I'm like, I couldn't even like remember how to play guitar for a few seconds. I was just like, "What the hell?" You know, like when you're a teenager, you go to a concert, you're like, "I hope this guy breaks his arm so I can play guitar." It's one of those moments, like, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that was like, I'm good now. Like, I can stop playing music and be happy.
Unbelievable. That's but just the fact that you say you went up there and froze up for a minute. And me, I don't know. I just look at artists differently, meaning like I know that I always tell people that Prince is related to me because it's Prince Rogers Nelson, it's Lord Nelson. And I always say, I told my kids since they were young, I was like, yeah, Prince is related to us. They don't tell everybody. In my head, it was like that. But there's just certain people that I believe that I might act a certain way, you know, just like you were saying. But you know, most people I'm just like, okay. But to bring you on stage like that and hand you guitar, that was just like, yo, it put you on the spot.
Oh yeah, it was wild for sure.
All right, young lady, music teacher. How about you?
My favorite with these guys would be my favorite. The first show I played, it was like a little biker bar. Biker bar. And I haven't since COVID, and like for a while, I had just been doing solo shows by myself here and there, obviously. And then not to get too personal, but my dad had just passed away like a few weeks before. Jeremy gave me a call, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. I need it. And then as soon as I took the stage, it was just like an amazing feeling that I needed. Lifetime, I don't know. I can't narrow that one down right now.
It's still right happening.
Yeah. That moment was what I needed right now in my life. It's very
good. It's love. It's love. Music.
I don't think these guys knew how much that meant. There you go.
You know, music heals a lot. Music is a time machine. Music is something else, man. It just personally, it just takes me to another place. I can just listen to music and just get away from the world, and I'm gone. You know, I don't need to worry about anything else. Just as long as I got some music, I just get in my vehicle and I just drive and listen to music just by myself, and it's peace. It's peace to me, and it could be the hardest whatever, but it just brings me joy. Whatever endorphins that is kicking up in me, it's fantastic. So I love it. All right, Gojara, what are we talking about with you, young man?
With these guys, I gotta say, it was probably one or two shows after that. I just started filling in on the backup vocals as well as bass.
Mhm.
So that was something that I enjoyed doing, and that was my favorite show with these guys. Lifetime, oh, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I'll have to say going out to Virginia for the Blue Ridge Rock Fest. That was fun.
Rock Fest, okay.
It's a huge stage, you know. Who wouldn't love playing out there for those people out there? You know?
Right. Indeed.
It was fun.
All right,
Mine would be Buck Cherry show, Blind Tiger. That was my first show with these guys.
And we kind of threw him in the deep end. Like his very first show was sold out at Buck Cherry. So, it's like,
so the first show, man.
Yeah.
First show sold out, man. Wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that's got to be super memorable for you.
Yeah. I'm like really thankful for Jeremy for giving me the opportunity.
Jeremy's a good dude, man. He's got good spirit. I always say about great human beings, and I can tell you guys are some great human beings. I say it all the time, but I really, really mean that. I just think that I can kind of feel the vibe of people, and you know, especially with Jeremy, you know, when I first met him and stuff, it was just like, it's a good dude immediately. You know, it wasn't like, hey, I'm this or I'm that. It was just like, yo, what's going on, man? It's all love. So indeed, man. So, question: big stages. You played on both big stages and small stages. Do you like the bigger venues or do you like the more intimate shows?
personally, I like mid-size venues.
Okay.
Where I got enough room, but it's not like too big where you're like, damn, I'm gonna fall and break my neck, you know, like, or run out of breath running down the walkway or whatever. You know, like Ziggy's and places like that up here, you know. Those places are always fun to me.
Gotcha.
You know, you get a couple thousand people in there, and it's like, it's a good vibe. You can interact with everybody, and still intimate enough to where, you know, you can get out there and talk to everybody and stuff.
So did you guys play at Amos's at all?
Yeah. It was so weird, dude. Like, we played there before COVID, and then after. It's been a few years since we played there. Have you been there since they changed it?
No.
Like, you know how the stage used to be up front by the street?
Right.
Well, that's why I walked in at. It's a brewery now.
Really?
I walked in. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Like, the stage is in the very back now by the alley.
Wow.
They cut the place in half. So, yeah, that's another cool place to play.
Yeah, Amos is cool. Amos was cool.
Yeah.
So you guys have played at what's is it the Milestone? Milestone. You played at Milestone.
This band has not. We haven't played there yet. Yeah, but we're gonna be in Charlotte this month or next month down at Skylark.
Skylark, right? Yeah. So what about Tremont? Did you ever play at Tremont? Any of you guys ever play at Tremont?
Back in my old band, yeah.
Back in the old. So Tremont was a little special. Tremont was a special place, man. Good vibes at Tremont also. Indeed. Okay, so what is the ultimate goal for We Rise to Fall?
For me, it's just to put out good music, man. You know, and touch as many people as possible. That's my goal. Money's not in it. Like, you know, that's it. Just like he said earlier, traveling around. That's the best part, man. When you meet new people and see new places. That's all about.
So you guys plan on doing like, more touring? You you plan on going overseas when you're able to, or I mean, you guys got a great sound, so I'm just wondering. I'm just talking.
We are definitely, we got some shows already locked in that we haven't announced yet. That we're doing like little small runs, and Jen and I are also planning a coast to coast run, and it's all in the works right now.
Right.
And you and my boy from Plastic are ready let's go overseas, man. We'll do it together.
Hey, let me
For real, man.
listen. Matt's my guy, and
That is a man, dude.
we're close to say we're close. We've got so many songs, and we're just finishing up a few things. And this album is going to be amazing. We're having so much fun, but we're just really we want to make sure that this one is so right. So I've got my man Keith, that used to manage me. He's doing some things for me again now, and we're just making it right. And he's really saying like, hey, this is how we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. Let's just take our time and handle it this way. And so I'm loved, man. And it's like, I'm doing the podcast. I'm having so much fun doing this doggone podcast, man. This one and the one with my son. And, I just wanted to make sure this one was about music, 99% music. I have a couple people, I have a couple interviews more this weekend. And, one of my fishing guys, but he's from North Carolina. And but I'm going to have a ball because I love fishing. That's going to be another great one. But every show, man, just like this one has been great, man, to talk to you guys and just, kind of get in your heads about what you're doing because, I love the music. I think you're going somewhere. I think you're going to be successful. And it's all about how, we see success. A lot of people think it's about having $1 billion. And I believe we'd all like to have $1 billion, but I think the music means more to me. The music means something to me. It really does. So, and I can see the passion that you guys have in it. And just the fact of having those singers and then they're not there. And then you just say like, hey, I got it, and then they encouraged you to do it. Yeah. That's love, man. To have that foundation and that backing is a beautiful thing, man. So once again, I applaud you guys, man. Continue success in doing what you do. And I can't thank you enough for being here. And it's all love, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it's our pleasure, man. Thank you for having us.
And just like you said, man, it would be an amazing thing to get together and tour and have a ball and just do what we do. And let Pantera over there just wild out like Dimebag and those guys.
All you gotta do is give us a call, man. We'll roll with you.
But
I'll carry your suitcases for you, bro. I promise.
No, man, I travel light and cool, man. Quick thing, I remember Rich. I'm just a different guy. When we did a run in the States, he was just looking at me, man, because we're in the hotel, and every morning or late night, because I was up really late, I'm ironing my clothes, man. He's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I said, man, I got to be nice with it, like, I'm ironing my dickies and everything like that. He's looking at me like, man, you're a different dude. I was just like, hey, man, just how I grew up, man. I just wanted to be right, man. It's just what I am. Yeah, man. But once again, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is live and loud with the Lord. Pause, as I always say. Nelson, that is, and the unbelievable band, We Rise to Fall. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Nah, it's all love, man.